This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
On September 2nd, 1991, parents and children were sharing a final afternoon of fun before the end of the summer season at Lakemont Amusement Park in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Sherry Danella's daughter, Lindsay, had saved one of her favorite rides for last.
We were at the concession stand, and Lindsay asked if she could go on the little roller coaster, and I said, fine.
All right.
It was the last day of work for 17-year-old Chris Whitfield at his summer job.
Go the ride. Here we go.
Think what time?
Kevin Holland and his father were on their way to meet Kevin's wife and little boy at the carousel.
So it's too high.
It was still light. My son probably wasn't ready to leave yet. So we thought we'll put him on one more kid ride, and then we'll do the miniature golf thing and then boogie.
Oh, it's all right. I'll take a roll with that.
One more time, and that's it.
Here you go. You ready? Like flying, all right? Like flying. Never keep your hands in the car. Here we go.
The car stopped right before it would catch hold onto the chain that would take it up. He must have tugged maybe 5, 6, 7 times on the car itself.
I heard a couple, if not 3, screams. And when I heard my baby, I started to pick up the pace a little bit. When I rounded the bend, something was not right. That's when I saw his leg move.
Okay, now we're going to get him down, okay? Okay, son, listen to me now. We're going to try to get you down, okay?
I saw the ground. It was covered in blood. I knew that he could bleed to death, but I couldn't get him off the car.
So I'm going to need your help. We can get him down, all right?
He was so tense. He was wrapped around it. So I kind of started directing people what to do. I guess I learned that from being an air traffic controller.
You have to let go, okay? What I'm going to press in. When I press and say, okay, you let go. Okay, because I'm going to have you, all right? You ready? Okay. I got you. Now. There you go. Just bring it back in. Bring it back in. I got you now. Okay, I know what it is.
What was left of his leg was next to his hip. I couldn't afford to have him see that, because if he saw that, I figured that he wasn't going to be as calm as he was anymore.
Now look, I want you to look right here, okay? Just look at me for a second, all right? You're going to be okay. Okay? All right. Listen, I need some ice, I need some water, I need blankets, anything. And everybody else, just calm down, okay?
I noticed that there was some blood still coming out rapidly. I learned through health class, clear back in high school, that we have lymph nodes in our body. And if you push on a lymph node, it'll cut off the circulation of the blood to other parts of your body. There's two under your armpits, there's two in your legs, and I think there's three other ones.
Hey, buddy, I'm going to press a little bit, okay?
I pushed as hard as I could on what was left of his leg.
All right, okay.
I was asking him questions to make sure that he was coherent.
Okay. You're a junior.
Senior.
Senior.
We spent a lifetime in about 20 minutes.
Park paramedic Nancy Fulton was the first rescue worker on the scene.
As I scanned on down his leg, the foot is intact, but the area between the foot and the knee, there is nothing.
Be advised, need you to expedite. At this time, we have a 17...
I had a young kid who basically was bleeding to death, but I saw bystanders doing perfect things. I kept asking all of them, are you okay with what you're doing and what you're seeing? I asked them that a couple of times. They all would tell me yes.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
I sat next to his shoulders and held his hand. I wouldn't want somebody to turn their back on my child. So I couldn't do it to him.
What do you like to do?
Electronics.
Electronics?
Yeah.
We just talked a little bit more, and I was okay until he asked me, am I going to lose my legs?
Hold on a second. You just hold on, okay?
That was kind of tough, because I said, no, you're going to be fine. You're going to be all right. And I had to kind of like lie to him. And that was tough for me to do, because I'm not used to doing that to people.
Within 10 minutes of the accident, paramedic Dave Cooper and his partner arrived.
This guy was white. He was wet. He was pasty. His blood pressure could have bottomed out at any time. Whether he was going to live or die, I couldn't tell.
So let's get another blood pressure here. Okay, there, squeeze. If it hurts, just squeeze, okay? You can't hurt me. Remember that.
That was our little contact. And I was still holding Chris's hand even after he got on the board, I believe. I said, you're going to have to go now. And he said, okay. I said, I'll see you later.
Everybody take it easy now, okay?
I was walking out. I looked at my wife. She looked at me. And I said, that boy's going to lose his leg. That's when it really sunk in. And I kind of gathered myself a little bit. And I said, he could die. I don't think I cried quite so hard in a long, long time. And I put my arm around my dad because I needed help getting out of the park.
He's here. Okay. Easy, guys, easy. Let's make a turn here. All right.
By the time Chris arrived at Mercy Hospital, his blood pressure was dangerously low. Emergency physician Pradip Swain took charge of his care.
We immediately poured blood into his system, and all of a sudden I found that the blood dripping on my pants. It is coming through the mass trousers. So immediately I said, get me, he must have to clamp that artery. And all of a sudden, he just bottomed out.
Chris, can you feel I'm clutching you?
I think he's going to die. My God, he has got 60 years of life in front of him.
Chris's parents, Kurt and Bonnie Whitfield, had been at a family birthday party when they received a call from the hospital.
They knew whatever the activity was going on was serious. I saw his one sneaker on the floor. He was covered up. And he just said he had a bad injury to his leg.
The helicopter came in. He's going to the trauma center in Johnstown. The parents are here. Probably they'll never see him again. I said, take only 1 second. Hold the hand, give him a hug, give him a kiss.
I'm not real religious, but I believe in God. I asked him, he's 17. Give him a chance. If you give him his leg back, he can have my life.
Chris was transported to the trauma unit of Conemaugh Valley Memorial Hospital, 40 miles away. But there was nothing doctors there could do to save his leg.
I had a tough time. I know whenever he was born, when all the kids were born, any mother counts the baby's toes, counts the baby's fingers. But I would rather deal with whatever we have to deal with, if it's like being amputated, than to have been making funeral arrangements.
I wanted to see Chris really bad, but it took 2.5 to 3 days to find out what had happened. It was kind of a mix of emotions a little bit. I wasn't sure if I really belonged. I wasn't family. but I wanted to know things. Now, there's nobody else in the hallway but me and Chris. So I walked over to him. I looked at him. I said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he started to cry. He looked at me and he said, "You saved my life, didn't you?" And it was kind of like that was the recognition thing. And he squeezed my hand. And I said, "No, I was just there."
You know, the doctors and the paramedics did a great job, but I wouldn't have made it that far if it wasn't for Kevin.
I think if you're doing like 20 here, you can increase the weight a little.
8 months later, Chris is adjusting to the use of an artificial limb.
I had met a guy who has a prosthesis. He had told me to wear a prosthesis is no different than wearing a pair of glasses. I'd still do the things I used to.
There were friends that came from school. They were afraid to go in and see him. They didn't know how to cheer him up.
All right.
And I told him, he'll cheer you up. He'll ease you.
Well, how you doing, buddy?
An investigation conducted by state and federal agencies determined the Lakemont Park kiddie coaster to be safe.
I'll get up and dance at my prom. I've danced with my girlfriend before since my accident. Looks funny, but she doesn't feel different towards me. I'm still me.
Pick it. Ready?
If this was the only way to be his friend, I'd rather not know him. But it allowed us the opportunity to become friends. And what we went through is what has bonded us.
No one knows at what moment you step onto somebody's life like this. To see a mangled foot and to put pressure on that, that takes courage to do that. They are the greatest heroes than sending someone to space, you know.